Okay then. Well, let's get running. Who wants to do a recap?
Alright, so there was a tournament. Some shit went down. No gnomes, however, were tossed in the tournament. Then we found out that apparently there were some goblins that had taken over the Sarkany mine, and we were tasked with doing recon. Apparently, the idea behind recon was lost on most of the party, and they bravely ran in and nearly got killed fighting the goblins. However, we did manage to destroy the first barricade by knocking it over, so they can rebuild it as I haul people's unconscious ass down the hill to Sarkany. Or Skeen, whichever one's Skeen. I think it's closer. Yeah, Skeen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, and someone brutally murdered a gnome for no reason.
Yeah, that was Gumbo, who has since disappeared and is not returned.
Oh my.
Yeah, he got murdered by a killer clown, and then the killer clown disappeared.
What the hell did I miss?
Yeah, there's a free encounter for you, AGR.
Hmm.
Yeah, we sold him to the monastery of St. Manos for Peach Cobbler.
No, I believe he just disappeared.
Yeah, I believe we ended the session with Rever literally being the last man standing, hauling unconscious allies out of the mine to go rest in the hills nearby.
Pretty much. That was very unhealthy.
So this is
Alright.
what I'm just going to do. I'm just going to drag their unconscious bodies into the bush up a hill, and we'll just make camp here. So I believe it's a couple hours before they wake up, at least.
Yeah. You guys can each roll a d4 if you're unconscious. There you go.
Is that the number of years we were in a coma?
So so 2 hours pass by, and about the time you guys are waking up, a couple of your friends from town make their way over here. For reasons that totally exist, they were late.
Why did they disappear in the first place?
Hey guys, did you get that cobbler I asked about?
So yeah, you guys wake up, everything's fine. Nobody dies in their sleep.
So 2 people have the 1 HP dream.
Let me check my sheet. Yes.
Technically 3, but he isn't here.
Where's Pete?
He's not here.
I'm asking the rest of the party.
Would Pete be so kind as to change his name to his character's name? That way we're not calling him Pete, because I don't remember his character's name.
Gumbo. Was it Gumbo?
Well, that no murdering bastard, I didn't feel like rescuing him. So I left him in there. He's gone.
Oh. Okay, that works for me.
Off to
Oh,
one.
Why does it feel like I got kicked by a horse?
Not a horse, just a goblin.
Oh.
Hmm. So what do we do now?
Well, we could actually go in and try to do like stealthy recon instead of just assaulting the first barricade.
That would make sense.
the only
Are
person
you
that would
volunteering?
effectively be able to recon would be you, being the only one with dark vision. And I don't think that'd be a good for you to go alone.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Yeah.
Didn't what's his face mention some other people, squires or something, I think, that he sent here?
Well, I don't see any.
You know, a thought just occurs to me. We're supposed to be reconning for another entrance to the cave, well, to the mine. That's more than likely going to be in the mountains, but we don't have the equipment. A couple of you guys look really worse for wear. Why don't we spend a day recuperating while I go ahead and requisition some climbing kits?
You want us to look in over the entire mountain?
Unless you want to go in the cave where we know for a fact where the goblins are.
Well, there is that little side, small side path that we keep ignoring, but is there that we could totally sneak through.
There's a side path?
Yeah, before you get to the
pointed out to
barricade,
me,
there's a little side path inside the mine. There was no barricade there.
Oh, well, this is obvious ambush above it.
No, it's the one that
I'm
doesn't have any
joking.
goblins down it.
I'm joking.
I didn't save any of the battle map stuff. Well, AJR, do we have any torches left? I'm trying to find a reason so that way we don't immediately go back there and get people got low health.
I don't really think you all would have used any torches you had. You definitely could have made do with one.
Well, before we do anything, why don't you two rest for a bit and see if you feel any better. How about that? Because you guys look like a stiff breeze could knock you over.
Did I just hear nap time? Nap time is my favorite time of the day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna go find a bush to curl up and die in.
Go ahead and do that. Minus the
If you
die
die,
part, of
can I
course.
have your shit?
Sure, you can have my spoon and my bowl. Fucking gnomes.
Could be good for Cobbler.
They're probably bigger than he is.
It'd be really good for Cobbler.
You could probably use it as a staff.
Yep, this is basically what Reverend's doing right now.
See, I'm gonna
Okay.
go look for something soft and fluffy to sleep on.
So you guys are going to take what sort of rest? Short rest for an hour? Long rest?
Yeah, I think we're taking a short rest.
Okay. Well, if you are taking a short rest, it proceeds successfully, and you may spend one of your hit die to recover health. By the way, you only have one hit die to spend.
What kind of hit die is it?
D4.
Yep.
Convenient.
Come on, give me a 4.
Nice. Should do the job
I'm now
anyway.
only okay.
All right. So yeah, it's been a rough morning so far. You hear church bells ringing up at the monastery.
Are we about to get crucified because we didn't attend church?
Probably not.
Seidel, are you well?
I'm fine-ish.
I don't suppose you could use that healer's kit you brought to help with any of that other stuff you have.
No,
Unfortunate.
didn't really bring anything for arrow wounds. Or even a hefty rock being thrown at somebody.
So, Revart,
Yeah.
do you think your proposed thing would be safer than climbing a mountain?
Yes.
How sure are you?
Look at it this way: we could fall to our deaths and then freeze in the mountains, and still not find another way in.
I'm with the short one on this. Mountain's dangerous.
Yeah,
Agreed.
I know it's dangerous, but it's just. Yeah, we better get going. Are we ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
As ready as I'll ever be.
Fuck, we don't even have the Goliath with his son of a bitch.
Yeah, no, we're boned. Like we're actually all gonna die.
Fuck. I would be more comfortable waiting for next week, HR, when Mr. shows, cause fuck this.
I
I don't
really,
suppose that's a valid option, is it?
I really love that.
We'd like to not continue until we can metagame the shit out of this.
I mean, it makes sense though. The big bad Goliath that's like 7 foot tall that shrugs off most attacks.
Yeah, he probably got too drunk. That's probably what happened.
Oh, gods damn it.
Let's go.
Okay, so the gnome takes point and leads.
Whoa!
I have no objections to this plan.
Fine. The gnome will take point and then show you guys where the cave entrance is, and then wait for someone stronger and beefier to go in front of him.
Beefier. There's Mister, but Mister's gone.
When Wilfred gets the entrance, he's gonna turn and look at Mick's character and go, "Ladies first."
No.
Yeah. Shouldn't the guard be taking point on this? You know, the one with the actual martial skills?
Maybe. Makes sense.
I've broken a couple of bar fights before, but this shit in the dark, this is a whole nother ballpark.
And you think I'm more qualified than you?
Seeing in the dark, yes, actually.
You have a torch.
Which makes me
Torches
a
aren't
very good
stealthy.
target.
With you guys all standing right in the entrance, what's everybody's passive perception?
Not high enough for what you're about to
9.
do.
12.
9.
9.
9!
Okay.
Yep, not high enough for what's about to happen.
If anybody who has a perception over 10, just do me a favor and flip a coin. Just roll a d. Roll a 2. Okay, you don't notice anything.
Hey, Mick,
Hmm.
way to not follow instructions and roll a 1.
I mean, we could do it again. I'll make sure I roll 2 this. There.
No.
Oh, it says 2 equals 2 equals 2.
Hold on a second. Let me try just to prove a point. Was that so hard?
Okay. Well, Wilfred, you notice you've got like a beard, right?
Yes.
You notice there's some moving air because it's like tickling your beard. There's definitely some like airflow coming through.
Hey guys, there's airflow coming through this thing.
So what, the goblins farted? There's another way out? What does that tell us?
Oh.
Probably means that there's another way out, because, you know, if air goes in and it keeps going, it would eventually build up pressure, so there has to be another opening.
Either that or the goblins just farted. I shouldn't be making jokes, my head still hurts. Everything else hurts too.
Okay, can you guys give me your like marching order or like the arrangement you're standing in at the entrance to the mine?
I'd like to be standing directly in front of the opening in the most obvious, easy to hit location.
Okay.
Oh, god damn it. I'm not going to let him die alone. I'll be right next to him.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and have a shield and torch. Fuck it.
Note to self, just put yourself in a dangerous position and the guard will be obligated to be next to you.
Okay. Idle. You hear a sound in the bushes behind you.
I'm going to step past Revart and I'm gonna hold on to Agatha
Huh?
and see what was in the bushes from very far away, if I can.
Sure. Roll perception. You don't know. You don't know what's in the bush, but there's something in there.
I'd like to tackle the bush.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
It was a bunny.
You're going to kill another gnome, aren't you?
I didn't say I was
Okay.
attacking. I said tackling.
You
Tackle.
jump for the bushes, but you're spooked at the last second as two rabbits run out in different directions, and then you fall into the bush. There are thorns. It hurts.
As I get hit by the thorns, I go, did you see the fangs on those things?
You don't
Nice.
take any substantial damage.
Yeah, Agatha will laugh at that a bit and ask Idel to patch him up.
I have to help people when they go out of their way to hurt themselves now.
But
I
we
didn't
definitely
actually
know
take
that the
substantial
bush
damage.
doesn't have anything crazy now, at least.
Guys, I didn't take substantial damage. I'm okay.
Okay, if you want those thorns on your face, you can pluck them out yourself. Oof.
Come here and kneel down so I can reach.
I do so.
I'm just gonna pluck the thorns out of his face.
The thorns are removed, but you're left with little red welts where the thorns were.
Is there anything I can do to not make him like get infected or anything?
Other than a lecture about jumping into bed with strange rose bushes, it's hard to say. Not really.
I'm tempted to smack these just for good measure. Alright, go on. Don't do too much stupid stuff.
Mm. So, shall we go to where the breeze is coming from?
That sounds
We
good
should
to
do
me.
that. Let's go do that.
Okay, so you guys head into the cave. All right. Led by the lumberjack, you make your way to the cave, to the blood pool from before. And
Was the cave entrance, not cave entrance, but the cave area wide enough for two people side by side, or no?
yes, it is.
Okay.
Barely, but it is.
Yeah, I'll definitely be right beside him.
Okay. Yeah, you make your way up to the blood pool, to the place where the quote bear was, and yeah, you find a little intersection with the side path. The barricade has not been repaired.
Well, this is good.
So we can go through the little side area.
Looks like it.
Fuck it, I'm gonna be a brave. AGR, can I take the dodge action and peek out with the torch and shield?
You want to do what? I'm sorry.
Okay, so from what I understood, the barricade was in between the side entrance and where we are right now, right?
Here, I have a photo of it already, but let me just make another one. If I could get my phone to focus. Alright, I don't know. You should have luck. My phone won't focus on it, so it's going to be too blurry to see anyway. There's basically sort of a U-shaped hallway, and I'll try to scroll up and find it if I can.
This is what I vaguely remember from last time. That black little concentration there being the blood trail, and those random shapes.
Yeah, that's
being
pretty
the-
much pretty much correct. Yeah, the shapes of the barricade. You guys are there. The blood pool's a little further back than that.
Yeah, I'd like to take the dodge action and peek out at the bend.
Okay, you're peeking out towards the barricade.
Well, yeah, I'm getting sightline of it. I'm not going to it.
It looks abandoned.
Okay, good. Just making sure of that. I'll go ahead and go to the other side where the side entrance is.
Okay, yeah. You walk over there. It's a little bit narrow here. So, you know, you're not huge, so you don't have to really squeeze. It might be like tough for the Goliath.
Yeah. Fuck it, I'll take point, guys.
Okay.
All right. So you
Oh,
move.
Well,
By the
Fred,
way,
can
how are
hold
you
this
lighting?
torch?
There you go. All right. Well, you proceed forward about 20 feet, and the room opens up into like a little 10 by 10 area, but it looks like it actually opens up a little more on the far side. It's an oddly shaped chamber.
I'll stop for a moment to hear any footsteps or anything besides us.
Okay, make a perception check. No, sounds quiet.
There's a meta comment.
I fear no man, but that thing. It scares me.
Yep, that thing is goblins at low level with an equal side party to the goblin horde.
Or grub.
Yeah,
Or the pyro, you know, that too.
Dude, Grub is a character here. Fuck that. Nope.
no, that's the guy you're gonna kill at the end of the session.
No.
Dude, if you guys
no,
can
we
get
don't
away
kill
with
that.
killing Grub, like, damn. But
Yeah,
that's not
right.
gonna happen.
Yeah,
He
that
can
won't
like
happen.
one-shot you. Pretty easily.
Yeah,
One
the
hit,
cave
you're
opens
dead.
up a little bit, like in a northeast direction, but only gets to be about 10 feet wide.
I'll advance.
I think we're all
Okay.
just following him.
So you guys are
Yeah.
clearing some goblins?
Yes.
I'd like to keep an eye out for any of the squires that didn't make it back.
Fair enough. In this chamber, all you see are a few discarded picks and shovels. It looks like some folks were working in this area, like chipping away at some stuff. But yeah, there's another passage that looks like it sort of curves off. It's on the east wall, and it seems like it curves south.
Is that the only way out of the room?
Yeah, the only way other than the way you went in.
No other way but forward. So just keep on going.
Okay. Yeah, you proceed through the passage, and yeah, there are buckets all along the walls here, just like full of dirt. Um,
So it's definitely goblin presence. Motherfuckers. I'll go ahead and do another sound check.
Okay, make a perception check. Yeah, you hear the creaking sound of sounds like wood settling or something.
Like someone placing wood or just wood being out?
You hear creaking wood.
That's not us, right?
No, it sounds like it's coming from further up ahead.
I assume the party sees the dirt and stuff.
Yeah, looks like a mine.
It's underground and there's rock. Looks like a mine to me.
How big are these buckets, AGR?
Regular human-sized buckets. They look like reasonably well assembled, but well used.
Just keep on keeping on.
Is there a slope to this passage, AGR?
Yeah, maybe slightly. It looks like it curves slightly upward, but only like barely. You might not have noticed had you not looked for it.
Okay.
Just gonna keep on.
All right. Yeah, you round the corner and it sort of does a U bend, and you open up into a chamber that's about 15 by 15, and there's a bit of rope and a bucket hanging down at eye level. There's a pit in the middle of the room.
I go and look down the pit.
Yeah, there seems to be like another chamber down there, 25 or so feet down, maybe.
No
Just-
meta.
Okay. And there's rope here?
Mm-hmm. By the way, there is a little bit of like you you can kind of smell like nature and not just dirt in this.
Is
Like
there
you
another
could-
way out?
Well, I mean, looking up, you see that there is there's like a small hole in the ceiling, and it looks like it's like covered with a door, but the door has a gap in it big enough for this rope. There does appear to be a tiny bit of sunlight escaping through the cracks in that hatch.
Hey, you guys found the second way in. Can I easily reach the rope?
It's at about like eye level for like a 5 foot tall person. So
I can give you a boost if you need it.
Well, no, it's more like how big
you
of
can
a pit is
probably
this?
make
What's the diameter of the opening?
it's only like 5 by 5.
Okay. So they could easily grab the rope and abseil down.
Sure.
All right.
So I guess we're going down or up or
Well, I doubt there's much to recon up, so we should probably go down.
go ahead and give a pull of the rope to see if it'll hold my weight, AGR.
Okay. Yeah. You tug on the rope. It seems solid enough.
Hey, what's is Gilbert? Wilfred, can you throw the torch down there?
I will toss the torch down there.
Okay. There's a torch down there.
I'll go ahead and go down.
All right. You descend 25 feet into a chamber. There are two entrances to this chamber, one to the west and one to the north.
I'm gonna stay put till the rest of the party's here. I'll tell them two entrances. That's all I see.
All right, I'll go down.
I'll follow.
I didn't hear that.
We go down. The rest of the party joins them down there.
No, I meant Gilbert tried to say something.
He
Yeah,
said you
you
follow.
guys go down. Okay. All right, so you all enter this chamber. It's 15 by 15. There's a few little alcoves in the chamber that make it a little bigger than that, but it's pretty clear. Like you can see the whole chamber from the middle. There's not really anything of interest in here. It's very dirty. There are more buckets. The ground is a little damp. Like there's a couple of little puddles.
Ground's made out of stone, right?
Yeah, it's stone, but it has a lot of like
Moisture.
people
I
have
got
been
it.
chopping. People have been cutting into this, so anywhere that there was any loose earth, there's also bits of that in like clumps over the floor, and a lot of kind of gravel from where people have worked. So it's stone, but there's like a layer of kind of mud forming as well.
Well, there was two entrances. Any way to distinguish anything between them or nah? No signs.
They both look like fairly straight passages. What's the range on your vision?
40 feet with the torches 20 feet bright, 20 feet dim.
And I have 60 feet of dark vision.
Okay. So yeah, you can tell that the hallway widens up a bit to the north, and it kind of curves very slightly, about 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, about 30 feet up. And the west hallway goes about 30 feet, and then it seems to split into a four-way intersection.
Which one smells worse?
Make a perception check. It's hard to discern. It all smells a lot like, just like rock. Just everything's kind of got like a metallic and dirty. Like you can, every time you breathe, you can kind of taste dirt.
So I point out the way to the four-way intersection and say it smells better this way.
All right.
Sure, why not?
All right. So you make your way up to the four-way intersection. To the south is a is another passage that proceeds about 40 feet, and it ends with what looks like a collapse. Directly in front of you, really only about 5 feet forward, it looks like the mine has hit like a bit of an incline, and there's like it's like ankle deep water, maybe a little higher than ankle deep, below knee deep. But the passage continues that way for, let's see, 10, 20, 30, about 40 more feet, and it looks like it has other branches. Two to your right, one to your left, down further that way. And then again, at the crossroads, there's a passage on your right, which seems to curve off at like a 45-degree angle, and you can't really see anything of interest down there. It just goes off into darkness.
How about we go right?
Sounds good.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay, so you proceed down the corridor at the 45-degree angle. All right. So yeah, uh, there's a big old hard stone wall on your left side as you do this, and you notice that there's a lot more dirt and like large chunks of stone on the opposite side. So it looks pretty solid on your left. It looks like they were having a hard time digging around this spot. But yeah, you make it about 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet, and it curves off to your left, and it looks like there's a chamber down that way.
Okay, before I proceed to pass that area, another sound check.
Sure, make a perception check. Okay. So yeah, you hear so you definitely hear the creak of wooden planks and some kind of sound like metal dragging on stone.
No bickering or anything that sounds like language, right?
No.
Well, that's interesting. I'll relay that information. What do you think that is, Revart?
Well, we saw water, so the planks are possibly something that they're walking on to keep them dry. I think the water might get deeper and they built like a makeshift pier. As for something dragging, my guess is they're harvesting silver. It's a silver mine after all.
Goblins? Makes sense. I'll go ahead and switch from my spear and shield to the short. I'm a lot more comfortable with this. I'll go ahead and advance.
Okay. Basically, as soon as you round the corner, to your left is a large chamber. It looks to be, about 20, 25 by 20 or 25, depending on exactly where you're at. It's a regular chamber. There's a set of stairs towards the middle of the chamber. It's narrow, and it has scaffolding built up around it. There's actually a couple of pieces of like angled scaffolding that appear to be holding up a platform above you.
Do the
A
stairs go
large.
up or down?
The stairs go up.
That platform might have been what we heard.
Yeah. Is it making noise as we're here right now, AGR?
No.
I got my eyes locked on that.
Okay.
And what's off to our right? You said that this was all on the left.
Well, if you went back down to the crossroads, you could look.
Oh, no. I misunderstood what you said. Sorry.
Well, it was either fucking with the platforms or the stairs, right? Why don't we go to the stairs?
Wait, do the stairs go up to the platforms?
Yes, they go up onto the platforms.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Fuck. Oh no.
Go there then.
Did I miss something? Everybody was very quiet.
No, we're just waiting for the guard to keep going forward.
Ah, fuck. I'll go and switch from the short bow to the long bow and go forward.
Okay. Yeah, you approach the bottom of the stairs. Looking up the stairway, you see the top of what's clearly an artificial chamber. Like it's been dug out and there's rafters across the ceiling. But yeah, it does look like, by the little you can see, it looks like the chamber narrows up, like as it gets closer to these platforms, and then like these platforms are for accessing the upper half of this chamber. It brings you right up to the walls on like all four sides.
Well, you're here. Why don't you turn off your torch for a moment, and I'll sneak up there. Kind of take a look around with dark vision so that we don't get ambushed on the way up the stairs while we have a
That
giant
would be
light
lovely.
source. So I think I'll do that.
Okay. You want to make a stealth roll for me?
Fuck.
Okay. So yeah, you have to hop from stair to stair, and every time you hear a louder and louder creak. You're very quiet for the first 3 or 4 stairs, but about halfway up, there's just this just ungodly like crackling sound, and a bunch of like dirt is loosed from this step and tumbles down, and you just hear it clatter, clatter, clatter on all down the stairs. Little bits of just pebbles.
I
rocking
stop
their way
moving
down.
to listen. Like, do I hear any voices above me?
Make a perception check. No, you don't hear any voices. You don't really hear anything.
Okay. I continue to try and stealthily go up these stairs.
Okay. You make your way up to the top of the stairs, and you sort of peer up with your gnome hat sticking way up in the air, and
Yep.
just getting to where your eyes are looking over the beams. And yeah, you've realized that the chamber is now about 20 by 15, 20 feet north to south, 15 east to west, and it opens up into a larger chamber with like a little 10-foot wide passage, and there's the wooden platform, the wooden scaffolding ends there. So it looks like this scaffolding takes you to another chamber, basically, and there's like a pile of like furs and things, and it looks like there may be like there's a smell over here that smells a little like a dead person.
I'd like to search the furs and see what's in them.
Okay. I'm going to need you to make a dexterity saving throw. Okay. You rifle through the furs, and you kind of tumble face forward into the pile and smack your nose on something metal. And there's a loud crack as this bear trap clamps up over top of you. Luckily, you were prone and you're ridiculously small.
Okay. What about my hat? Did it get my hat?
It seems to have nipped the very, very top of your hat and crinkled it up.
Those bastards are going to pay. Okay, well, do these furs look especially valuable?
They mostly look raw, but you do notice now that you're inside, there's also some bits of linen fabric in here.
Okay, I'm going to take them.
Okay. By the way, you all would have heard that bear trap sound. It was a very loud metal clank.
I say nothing. I just roll for the furs.
I assume the worst, and I go up ahead with the longbow drawn.
Okay. Yeah, there's a gnome rolling up these.
Wait, does he
these
relight the torch?
Oh, I don't even have the torch. Wilfred has that.
Right, I'll ask you guys to douse it so that you wouldn't give me away as I went up.
Wilfred, are you coming with me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you guys make your way up. So now that you're up here, and you've had a second, you do notice the south end of this chamber looks familiar. There's this big, like, embankment made of dirt, and there's some, like, collapsed wooden stuff, like tree limbs and pieces of, like, there's a simple table and a few other things. They seem to have tumbled over.
So we're behind the
That
barricade.
table.
Yeah.
How big is that table?
Well, I mentioned that they like all rush up there thinking that, I just got caught in the bear trap. I'm sitting there, just rolling up, like casually rolling up this fur.
What was that sound? Oh, the bear trap. Thought something horrible happened.
It
So,
did.
Adrian, how
Do you
big is
see
that
my
table?
hat? Do you see it? Something horrible did happen.
Oh, but you're well.
So while you're rolling up those furs, I'm gonna need another dex save.
What? It's a self-resetting bear trap?
No, this is a really big pile of furs.
Well, don't stand right over them. I know they're trapped.
Okay, you have an advantage.
All right.
Okay. Another bear trap goes off as you're pulling one of the furs out of the far end on the south side, and it doesn't get anywhere near you, but it does clamp onto the end of the fur.
I just take like a little knife and just cut that section off.
Okay.
So how many furs do I get?
This is a lot. I don't know. Let's see. I'm gonna say it is probably like several. I mean, there's rabbit pelts. There's another bear skin. There's definitely some like deer hide and several tattered shirts that probably honestly belong to miners or those previous people that came in here. So you're looking at, you know, let's say 5 tattered shirts, like 2 mostly complete deer hides, a bear skin with a corner cut off, and yeah, some rabbit pelts.
Like 5 rabbit pelts?
Sure.
Okay.
That's enough for 17 gnome outfits.
Right, yeah,
You do,
the gnome just like sitting like rolling these up and like strapped to his backpack while humming like.
yeah, this is a lot of heavy stuff.
Well,
Can't-
according to the thing, bear skins weigh 12 pounds. So that with one bear skin, and if I adjust deer and
You
rabbit
cut out
skins,
for
about
that. I'm sorry. My voice action's
Okay,
in the red
according-
for some reason.
okay. According to the automation,
Just-
bear skins weigh 12 pounds.
Okay.
So if I
Wow,
adjust
that-
like deer and rabbit pelts down to about reasonable, I'm still only at 54 of my 60-pound carrying capacity.
Okay, that sounds about right.
That's the one thing that D&D never takes into account: bulk.
They're
Yeah,
flat.
it's-
I can roll them up.
Bulk would be a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing this gnome that weighs less than 20 pounds, having almost 60 pounds of equipment in his back. It's hard
Yeah.
to imagine.
Yeah, this stuff is definitely bigger than him. The way he's rolled it up, he's essentially got stuff sticking out of his pack that is like 5 feet tall, rolled.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this chamber, there's a passageway on the south end near the barricade that you haven't explored, and there's a passageway to the north.
So sorry, one to the north and one to the west, you said?
Well, no. There's one to the north and one. It is to the southwest, like opposite the barricade.
Right, okay. Hey guys, we should check out that southwest one.
Hang on. Hey, Jar, I would like to grab the table from the barricade and use it as cover.
Okay, you pick up the table. It is it's like it's a little trestle table, so it's pretty heavy and also pretty small. It's made out of like a half a log and like some other smaller branches that were stripped. So I don't know how much that weighs, but I'm gonna say it's like, I don't know, a 30-pound table, but it's not very big.
I can hold on to that'll probably work as half cover.
Yeah. All right. So you proceed down the southern passage.
Sure.
Well, once you get down there, you see that it goes 40 or 50 feet down, and then it looks like it branches off to the north and south.
I'll go ahead and go north.
Okay. There is a room. It is just a little chamber that has there's like another one of those tables in there. It's overturned. There are some dice laying on the floor and a couple of like stumps, essentially, that they were clearly using as stools in here.
Did anyone leave any money behind? This looks like a recreational area.
Make an investigation check. You don't see any money.
All right. Well, to the south then. Unless there's other entrances from here.
No, this is a dead end.
South.
Okay, you travel south, about 30 feet down. The cave branches off to your left, and it continues north. Or I should say south. I had it upside down.
Just keep on going down south.
Okay, that very quickly opens up into a room where there is sort of a grisly-looking scene. There's
Grizzly.
Bear!
there's what looks like a stripped-down corpse with large hunks of flesh removed, and like, dude's still got like a death grip on a just blood-soaked pickaxe.
Does this look like an animal did this? Or like a humanoid did this?
Make an investigation check. This clearly looks like butchery to you. It looks like something with a blade cut a huge chunk out of the back flank of this guy's legs with the intention of getting at a good cut of meat.
Okay. Does he match the description of a certain someone that didn't make it? From the two nobles that were sent?
This looks like a miner.
Okay.
They're cutting up underage people?
Disgusting.
No, they've only knocked one out so far.
Well, they're more tender.
Well, if there's nothing else in here, just keep on going on.
Okay. So yeah, this hallway back at the intersection, it sort of veers off 45 degrees to your left, and then it opens up into a chamber which you can clearly see but has been barricaded as well.
Oh, look, guys. Another barricade.
The barricade does not quite reach the roof of the cave. So you can see that this chamber is fairly tall. And there's a ladder up against like the back wall leaning up there.
I'll go ahead and do a sound check.
Mic test 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Perception check. You don't hear anything.
How far is it from where we're at to where the ladder's at?
If you were standing up against the barricade, it would be about 10 feet. Standing back, it's about 15 or 20 feet. That's as far as you would be able to see it from.
Go ahead and set this table down. Try to pop it up to maximize surface area. Facing towards the barricade. Fuck, I guess I'll go pull out a shield and spear. Actually, no, I'm gonna need just the shield.
So what are you doing?
See, I'm not sure if Wilfred's following me.
I am.
We've all been following you.
Very good.
Sorry, I'm a little tired.
Yeah, you're my source of light.
Yep.
I'll go and take point on the ladder, AGR.
No, the ladder's in the room behind the barricade.
Huh?
The barricade doesn't reach the ceiling, so looking from the hallway, you can see over the top of the barricade. You can see there's a ladder leaning against the far wall. It's not leaning against the barricade, it's leaning against the far back wall of the chamber behind the barricade.
So how tall is this barricade? You said it doesn't reach the ceiling, but like 5 feet, 7 feet, 10
Yeah,
feet?
it's about 4.5, 5 feet tall.
In that case, I'll go and use the table I got and see if I can climb this.
Okay, make an athletics check.
Do you have advantage since I brought a table as a stepping stool?
The DC is lower.
Okay, cool.
Yep, you hop right over and you make it to the far side. There are bits of minor all over the place. You assume it's minor. It's something's rib cage and pieces of it. There's a cook pot on the far end of the room, next to the ladder.
Smell fresh? Whatever's in the cook pot?
Make a perception check. Yeah, you get a real good whiff of it. Make a con save. You vomit. You're pretty sure you know what you're smelling right now, and it's all over the floor, and pieces of it were in the previous room.
Yep. That's bad juju. Well, I'll go and hold this angle till everyone crosses this barricade with a bow.
Yep. Well, this room is a dead end. But yeah, if you want, everyone can go in there.
Well,
Sure.
does the ladder go up anywhere?
Yeah, the ladder goes up against the wall, and it looks like, I mean, it looks like somebody was working on getting some material up near the ceiling. Like, this is a much taller room, so clearly they found something they wanted to dig out up there. But there's
I'm
not
back.
a chamber up there or anything.
Okay.
I'm curious. Fuck it. Why not? What was up there? I want to check.
Okay. You climb up the ladder. There's a little, like, recess that's, like, about 4 feet deep in there. And it's about 2 feet tall-ish. It goes on into like a weird. Basically, there's like a downward angle to it. It looks like maybe they just pulled a big old chunk of something out of there.
Okay. Just want to make sure this isn't like a potential area where the goblin fuckers came in.
This has a slight downward incline, so it presumably not, unless they're goblins from the center of the earth.
They're drowblins.
Wouldn't
Anyway,
that be
while he's-
Snevlin? Since Snev,
No.
Snevs.
It's not a snevelin, it's a snoblin.
While he's fucking around the ladder, can I look around and see if there's anything interesting or valuable from the remains of the miners?
Sure. Make an investigation check.
Okay.
Yeah. You see that one of them has a basically there's a cask of ale in here, just a little one.
I drink some.
It's all right.
Anybody else want to hit?
Zverf Sneblin. I'm never going to be able to pronounce it.
No, I guess not. All right.
Okay.
Well, there's nothing else here. I guess we head back.
All right.
I'll take that table back also.
Pick the table back up and you climb your way out of the barricade. I should say you climb your way out of the barricade and then you pick the table back up.
Yes.
Okay. You turn to the right to head back towards the main room. There are two shadowy figures up at the intersection to your north. Goblin-sized shadowy figures.
Bad
Oh,
juju.
initiative.
Break back the bend.
Roll initiative.
My favorite words.
So you guys have to sort of move single file in this area. So presumably Agatha's in the front. Now would be your last opportunity to change your marching order.
All right. Well,
That
that's the
sounds
initiative
right
order.
to me.
Okay. Idle, weren't you in the back?
Yeah.
Yeah, this was our marching order.
I don't think you can see anything. Yeah, you're actually far enough down the hallway that you're like right in front of that barricade, and you wouldn't be able to see either of the goblins. What would you like to do?
I hear something's going terribly wrong, right?
I mean, I
I'm
say, oh
starting to
fuck.
be like, fuck,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you would hear Agatha going, fuck.
I will ready a short bow shot for if anything terrible comes out of the woodwork that doesn't exist.
Okay. You have a readied short bow shot. All right. So these guys. All right. Well, one of them is gonna hurl a stone at you, and the other one is gonna charge you with his spear.
Who are they attacking?
Me.
The person in front. So the stone misses you. And 17 hit you.
How much cover does a table provide?
Oh, that's right. You do have, I would say it's probably only half cover.
That would still hit. Could I have it to where he's more than 5 feet away from me? He'd still hit me with the spear since the spear's got reach.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably attacking from 10 feet away.
Okay.
It may not matter.
It may not matter.
Oof.
Yeah. So I'm unconscious. I think I'm dead.
Do you have 5 max HP or 10? Or 6 or like more?
My con modifier is flat. That kills me, I think.
Oof.
So
I
you
think
had,
you
so
are.
your max was 5.
Yeah.
Oof. Okay.
Rip.
Oh my god, they killed Agatha.
You
Those
bastard.
bastards!
Alrighty. Moving along. That's it for them. Revert, it's your turn.
Well, it came true.
Wouldn't have happened if it was a 1 in 8 for that guy. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. This is a mine, right? So it's like a rough tunnel
Actually,
with periodic
How
wooden
much strength
supports.
does that goblin have? It doesn't matter, actually. The versatile properties
Okay,
differ in this game. Never mind.
Is there a so like describe like this tunnel? It's wooden, rough. It's rough stone with wooden supports every so often. Yeah.
Yes.
Are the wooden supports big enough that I could hide behind them?
Yeah, you're very small.
Yeah, I'd like to wedge myself in like some dark crevice and hide.
Okay. Yeah. You can actually probably jam yourself like in between one of the supports and like the side wall where it's very hard to see you from either side if you roll well. Okay.
My hat is sticking out.
Yeah, you hide behind the thing. Your hat gets a little stuck. Okay. Yeah. Wilfred, there's 2 goblins.
I'm gonna put an axe in his head.
That seems like a good idea.
I don't think I
Okay.
put an axe in his
You
head.
do not put an axe in his head. All right, folks, off to a great start. Agatha, you just hang tight right there. I don't.
Actually, do these goblins have a +2 to their strength?
Yes, they do.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Or at least the one with the spear does.
Remind me to stay away from him.
Hashtag no retconning.
Do I see anything?
Yeah, there's 2 goblins in the fucking hallway. No, from back there, no. But given that Agatha's down and like these other guys have advanced, you can probably advance now.
Alright, I'm going to start moving up slowly.
Okay, you move up. There's 2 fucking goblins in the hallway.
I'm gonna shoot whichever one is closest to me.
Okay, you shoot the one with the spear. That is a hit. Okay.
2 damage.
You deal 2 damage. He is clearly hurt.
If I have any movement left, I would like to back away.
Okay. You back up. Wilfred, you're in melee range of this guy and he's bloodied.
Mm-hmm.
Does a 12 hit you?
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you something. When you walked up, is it possible you were standing behind the table that someone else was smart enough to set up?
I'm gonna be honest. That does not sound like something Wilfred would realize he could do. He's a woodsman, not a military tactician.
So be it. Christ.
Yes. Yeah.
How many HP did Wilfred have?
Totally done by skill, by the way. Totally
Wilfred
not
has a
arguing
max of
fucking
6,
silver.
so I'm only super fucking unconscious.
How much HP do you currently have?
5.
Yeah,
My max is 6.
barely.
Okay.
Okay. Oh. Wow. All right. Yeah.
Well, shit's going sideways here.
What do you mean going?
All right.
I do believe we've encountered the fabled death spiral.
So what are you doing, Idle?
Is that it for you? Have you fled?
Oh yeah, I was fucking right off.
Okay. Well, let's make some perception check. Well, you know what? The goblins got to have an active runner,
Wait.
so they're gonna take their slings and attack.
We got a runner!
Base is loaded.
That misses. That also misses, but not by much.
Okay. So yeah, they've both thrown rocks at you, and they have missed. Little bits of dirt fall on your head from where the rock hit the ceiling above. Revert.
I come out of my hiding spot with my quarterstaff, just going la 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 la. I take a couple swings at the guy.
Okay.
Don't worry, I split their formation for you.
Does an 18 hit
That's
him?
a hit. That is a hit.
Fuck!
Okay, which of the two do you attack?
The bloodied one.
Okay. He is not deceased.
I'd like, because I know prestidigitation. I'd like little, like not it's an action, but just like little sparks of magic coming off the end of my quarterstaff as I'm doing this, just channeling
Okay.
through it, just for effect.
Absolutely.
Oops, that was the wrong one.
Okay, Idle.
Second verse same as the first. I'm getting the hell out of there.
Not gonna shoot at them or anything. You're just gonna leave Revert to die and run into a dead end.
I don't know where he fucked off to. And I know the way out, right?
You can see Revert. His hiding was bad,
Oh.
and then he ran out. He was real bad at hiding.
So there's two assholes chasing me and one by him?
Aren't you also
There's
retreating
one-
into a dead end?
You are retreating into a dead end. There's one asshole directly next to Revert and another one about 10 feet further back.
I'm gonna shoot the one by Revert then, because it's also closer to me.
Okay. He's bloodied, so sure.
Hey, that's damage.
Your damage rolls are terrible, but I mean, at least he's dead. Okay, there's one more. He's gonna throw a rock at Revert.
Where was our way out?
That hits.
They came from your way out. Okay.
Okay. I'd like to imagine I swung at it to like try to knock it back like stickball, and it just clocks me right in the nose.
That sounds about right. By the way, the goblin, he fucks off. He sees the other one's dead, so he throws that rock and runs.
It'll be fine, they said.
Okay.
It'll be full of adventure and hijinks.
Then in that case, I would like to loot the dead goblin.
Okay. He has a spear. He has a sling, and he has some tattered clothing. He's also got a couple of human ears around his neck on like a necklace.
How many bolts with the sling?
Literally any rock would do if you just like took a minute and smoothed it out.
Okay.
Like you could probably go get like 1,000,000 river rocks that would work. So
Right now, I don't have any. How
he
many
has
does he have?
he has 12.
Okay.
I have some pretty river rocks.
The poor party.
Okay. Well, I'll take the spear and the sling and his bullets.
How much is a resurrection?
And I say, they're going to be coming back with more. We should get these guys out of here. And I grab Agatha by the foot and start dragging her down the hallway to get her out.
I'm
Okay.
going to see if I can stabilize these two. I know I can't for Agatha, but I'm going
Well,
to
do I
try.
realize Agatha's dead?
I mean, she looks dead. You can make a medicine check. You're not 100%, but you're pretty sure she's dead.
Not 100%
like-
means I drag her out.
Okay. So yeah, you guys
should I
move
make a
north
death save?
up to the corner, and then you round the corner, and you hear several loud screams, and some of them sound like goblinoid and small, and some of them sound much larger. And then you hear clanks of metal.
Okay, I take Agatha's coin purse and I book it.
Okay. You run down the hall directly towards this noise, then.
Wait, that's the only way out?
That's the only way out. The noise is coming from the only way out.
Are they getting closer?
Yes.
I'm going to try to stabilize Wilfred.
Yeah, I go back to Idle, having taken Agatha's purse and left her a little moved. And I'm looking around, like, is there a good spot to hide? Like an actual good spot, not just an improvised thing?
These are like small rooms with minimal furnishings. You don't think there's
Wasn't
really
there?
much of
Didn't
anywhere.
they make like a barricade or something in one of these things? Can't tell, like hide
Yes.
underneath the barricade.
Sure, make a stealth roll. Where's that medicine check?
I have healer kit.
Oh yeah,
and
stabilized.
the 1 HP with the feet.
Yep. All right. You have 1 HP. You wake up.
To Robert going, there's more coming, hide. As he dives into the barricade.
As he runs directly over your face.
I'm gonna go get Agatha and try to be subtle about it.
Okay.
Assuming there's no problems with that, I'm just gonna head back.
All right. So you go get Agatha's corpse and you head back with it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You hear shouting. It sounds like cries that are approximately sound like Deus Volt.
Well,
Does it sound
Gilbert's
human?
here.
It's Gilbert. We're safe.
Does it sound human?
No, they sound. Yes.
Okay. It could be elves. Fucking knife-eared bastards.
What do you got against elves?
They're knife-eared bastards. And for a few adventures more, they're fine. I mean, they're still knife-ears, but they're not knife-eared bastards.
Okay. So you guys hide under the barricade.
Well, I'm hiding.
Okay. The sound begins to get quieter.
That didn't sound like goblins.
That sounded like people. Um,
You
Well,
no longer hear the sound.
maybe now's a good time to try to make our escape.
I'm gonna try and just quickly triage Agatha so we're not leaving a trail of blood.
Okay. You patch up some of the open wounds. Yeah.
Why are you bringing the dead body?
What? She's dead?
No, she's just sleeping very deeply.
Your friend does seem dead.
I'm just going to find a corner to sit in.
Okay. You find a quarter to sit in. How far, like, do you go with the body before you find a corner to sit in? Like, it's immediately as soon as you start dragging it, River is telling.
Maybe 5 or 10 feet.
Okay, so you basically make it back out of the barricade, and then you just collapse crying on the floor.
Yeah.
Okay. The sound begins to get louder. This time it's more jovial. You hear laughter. It goes quiet again.
We should probably go see what they're doing. They're probably friends. You coming, Idle?
Mm,
Is Wilfred up at this point?
Yeah, Wilfred's up and he's gonna limp with you.
Alright. Look, Agatha's dead, Idle. The only thing you can do at this point is to kill all the goblins. Avenge her death.
I'm going to pick up Agatha and follow a bit behind.
Okay. Yeah, so you make it back into the chamber right behind the original barricade, and there are several plate armored knights in the room. Blood everywhere. They appear to be delivering some prayers for some of these corpses, which were strewn about. And yeah, there's some bits of goblin around, and it's pretty gnarly looking. They've got like a sled with a couple of dead folks that they are pulling in from the northern hall that you guys didn't go down yet. Yeah, the knight nearest the barricade notices you lot and says, oh no.
A fucking gnome, a woodsman, and a child carrying the corpse of a guard. What could possibly go wrong?
We
So-
found other goblins.
I mean, what are they gonna do? We got bloodless weapons. We literally achieved nothing.
You guys killed a goblin in there.
Yeah.
Not with sharp objects, though, to my knowledge.
Thought someone shot him with an arrow.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that stands out.
So, yeah. Sir Jacob's going to approach the lot of you, and he's going to say, well, I see that there were some survivors. You, hold fast there, woodsman. You look like you're, what's your name?
Wilfred.
Wilfred. don't drop dead on us, huh?
Yes, sir.
And he's gonna notice at about this point, Idle with familiar corpse slung over her shoulders, and he's gonna say, "Dear gods." And he's gonna walk up at a brisk pace, and he's gonna collect that corpse off of your shoulders if you're not resisting.
I'm hesitant to let go of Agatha, but I know this guy. Yeah, I'll let him take Agatha.
I was gonna say, my God, so I'm responsible for this. I sent you lot in here. Best come with me.
Okay.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to follow him.
Yeah. He's gonna make his way towards the entrance, and one of the other knights who has a holy symbol of the Church of the Silver Flame on his around his neck.
My boys.
He's gonna say a quick prayer on the way out. Under, you may recognize that there's some that's definitely a spell.
Neat.
And then yeah, you guys are gonna walk out.
Can I identify the spell with expertise in Arcana?
Sure, roll an Arcana check. It was holy.
Could I have recognized it?
Roll Arcana.
Nope.
No, he was doing some weird stuff. You know, these fucking humans and their weird rituals and traditions.
Yeah.
So yeah. Sir Jacob is going to sling Agatha's body over his horse, and he's going to mount up, and then he is going to keep one hand on the body, keep it stable, and he's going to turn around and say, "If you lot would meet me at the monastery, that's where I'm going." And then he's going to ride off at like a brisk pace.
Okay. I guess we go to the monastery then. Like, I suppose we just follow him.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you guys make it up to the monastery, and he's going to loudly knock on the front door at the gate. You guys are probably much slower than him, so by the time actually that you get there, there's actually, you're not going to see that. You're just going to see a man in a robe standing outside the monastery.
Okay.
I'm going to keep a hand on my bow, but I'm not going to pull an arrow out yet.
Wait, what?
We still have our weapons, don't we? The person who was supposed to confiscate them is dead.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so yeah, there's just a man in a who's dressed as a monk standing outside, right in front of the door to the monastery. He seems to be just saying a prayer out front. There are actually a couple of servants outside and around tending. There's like a garden out there as well. So, do you guys do anything?
If nobody's in the way, I'm just gonna walk into the monastery and keep an eye on the guy in the robes.
There's a man standing in front of the door. It is shut. I don't know if I cut out there. Sorry, my
So what?
thing went red.
They're just doing like a funeral for Agatha right now outside the monastery.
You don't see Agatha. You see there's a man outside.
Down
There's
by
a
the
couple
river.
of gardeners. There's a couple of gardeners out there, and the man outside is standing right in front of the gate. There's a big wooden. It's a pair of double doors with a smaller single wooden door inside. He's standing directly in front of the smaller wooden door, which is built into the big wooden gate.
We already missed the funeral.
Do you ask him that?
Yeah.
He looks up at you a little bit, and it doesn't take much. He was looking at his shoes. So he continues his prayer, but he steps to the side and turns, and he pushes the monastery door open.
Well, I go inside then.
Okay. The moment you step through the threshold, you hear the clanging of the bells, and there's multiple towers at this monastery with bells, and they ring out like one after the other, and then there's a delay, and they ring again, and yeah, you're inside the monastery grounds. There's what look like a couple of dormitory buildings along the flanks, and there's a large garden in here and a big sort of main, what looks like maybe a main or an administration building, and what looks like a chapel in here.
Okay. Well, I go to the place where it looks like there's like a service going on.
Okay. So at the far end of the garden, there is there's like a sort of pale, unhealthy looking tree. It's sort of a sapling. It only stands about 12 feet tall, and it's very, very thin. There's a man out there who he seems to be kneeling in front of this tree. You don't see anybody else outside on the grounds right now.
Okay.
So yeah, the man stands up and he dusts his knees off, and he appears to be carrying something, a small vial, and he walks towards the chapel.
Okay. Yeah, I follow.
Okay. So yeah, you follow the man to the chapel. He opens the door. He walks in. As soon as he opens the door, you see that Agatha is in the back of the chapel, laying flat on a stone slab. Uh, uh, Sir Jacob is sitting at a pew in the front row, uh, still in his armor, but with his helmet off. And there are a few other like clergy members in the chamber, whispering as the man walks towards the front.
Yeah, I'd take a seat in the back.
Okay, what are the rest of you doing?
I see Sir Jacob. I'm finally gonna let go of my bow and just take a seat next to him and
Oh, okay.
not say anything.
Alrighty. So yeah, there's essentially a short sermon um, talking about the frailty of life, and yeah, there's a man in a much more elaborate set of robes with some. It's basically the same sort of dark brown robes, but instead of dark brown, his robes are actually black, and he has some like gold adornments with holy symbols on them. And he walks towards the slab. He begins a prayer, and he is laying hands on this corpse, basically for the next hour, while he speaks holy words, and a few other monks begin to sort of chant.
Now, does this appear to be a magical thing that they're doing?
Yeah. To those of you that know anything about magic, it seems magic.
Can I tell what they're doing?
You can probably guess. There's no coffin in here.
Right, yeah. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, are they doing raised dead on this guy?
Yeah, I think it's probably something you could guess over the hour it takes them to do.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, an hour passes, and so let me ask you, Agatha,
Mm-hmm.
are you is your soul both willing and at liberty? Really, we don't need to worry about the at liberty part. Is your soul willing to rejoin the body?
Yeah.
Right.
We haven't sacrificed the kid yet. It's still his soul.
Yep. Okay. Well, if you were poisoned or carried any non-magical disease, you are no longer afflicted by that.
There goes the
In
scurvy paw
addition,
hook.
so yeah, so for the foreseeable future, you're going to have a -4 penalty to all your attack rolls, saving throws, and ability checks. And every time you complete a full day of downtime, that penalty will be reduced by 1 until it is gone. In addition, you're going to want to remember this because it's important. You need to mark off one of your death saves because it no longer exists.
Very well.
You have a permanent failed death save. But yeah, you awaken on a cold stone slab, gasping for air. There are chanting monks and a mostly empty chapel.
In the back, you see Reverend waving at you.
You see the top of his hat a bit.
And his fingertips above the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very confused by all this stuff that's going on. I'll continue to lay down there Until they
Yeah,
stop chanting, and I'm just like,
the priest sees you stir, puts his hand on your forehead, covers your eyes with his hand, and sort of gently presses down to try and close your eyelids, and he says, "Rest now." And then he steps off of the platform at the front and walks up to Sir Jacob. And Sir Jacob stands. He bows to the man. He says a quick prayer, and then he walks over to the side of the room with him, and you can hear the clank of gold coins. After that, the head priest seems to leave, and the monks continue chanting, but they lower their volume until it's sort of a murmur.
Has Agatha made any movements that would make it obvious she's not dead?
well, the chest is moving up and down.
Yeah,
Other
she
than
would have.
that, I haven't really moved.
I mean, her eyes would have opened. She probably would have taken like a breath of air, and then she would have been like quickly set at ease, so she wouldn't strain herself. So you wouldn't have really seen a lot of movement. Depends on how intently you were watching, I guess.
I mean, a 15-year-old kid at the end of an hour, probably not terribly intently.
Yeah. So you're pretty sure your friend's still dead. And then one by one, the chanting choir will like stop, abruptly turn, and then they walk single file out of the room. Sir Jacob retakes his seat at the bench, and he just sits there quietly.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and peek my eyes since the chanting has stopped. I like to turn my head and look around.
Yeah. You see a knight that you recognize with his hands like his face is in his hands. And yeah, you see the rest of the party in the back of the room.
I think what would happen is I would try to move and everything really hurt a lot. And I'd try
Yes.
to motion to like one of them to come closer.
All right.
Yeah, Robert will just walk right up there. You can probably just see like, the tip of his hat on the table.
If I see Agatha moving, I'm just gonna run over and hug her.
Okay. Yeah, it hurts a lot. You realize that you have a like a horrible, horrible pain in your belly, where the spear went in. Like it's real bad.
Yeah. Please get off.
I'll let go.
Yep.
What is this?
I thought you were dead.
The last thing I saw was that spear going right into me, and everything just Is this like purgatory or something?
Nope, it's hell. Here's your pitchfork.
Oh, that sense of humor. Oh, wow. Wow, my stomach hurts a lot. How am I still alive?
Magic.
I think I see Sir Jacob right.
Yeah, he's looked up a bit, and he like breathes a sigh of relief, but then he just kind of he continues what he was doing with his face in his hand.
I'll try to say it as loud as I can. Thank you to Sir Jacob. So I assume it's him that's got the money to even do this. I also tell him how proud my parents were about that archery competition, and he was the one that made that all happen for me. I never got to thank him for that opportunity.
He's gonna stand up, and he's gonna start to step forward, and he's not going to. He's gonna take one step, and then he's gonna turn, and he's gonna just silently walk out.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna lay down here for a while.
You lay down there for about 3 more minutes before a couple of monks walk into the chamber. They walk to you and they say, "Do you need assistance leaving the platform? We have other souls to attend to."
I'll go ahead and try to leave.
Yeah. So you limp your way off of the platform, and you see they bring in another body. It looks like this this may have been one of the squires. He looks like he might be a lord's son, and they lay him on the table. And several people come into the chamber. It starts to fill up as you guys leave.
As we're leaving, I'll just hand him back his coin purse. Like, I guess you're gonna need this now.
The coin purse had nothing. Just looking at this like, oh, thanks?
Don't mention it.
So I guess we go home now? Whatever happened to the cave?
The
Well,
knights came. The knights saw. The knights conquered.
Very good. I think I'm gonna go home now. I'd really like that.
Okay.
So you go home. You probably have like terrified parents.
I'll walk Agatha to her house.
Okay.
Yeah, I imagine I don't say much to my parents other than like I'm sorry, and I'm gonna go to my room now and like rest.
All right.
Thanks, I know.
Just be careful, okay?
All right. So I'm going to be completely honest with you. You guys missed a lot of mine, and you there were some missteps for sure, but you know, it's fine. You did kind of blow through that content pretty quickly in a weird way.
Dying does that, I guess.
I suppose we did kind of force the hand of the DMX Machina.
I totally expected to stay dead and roll a new character, to be honest.
It makes sense to me that in this particular situation, you would have an out.
The Lord would feel
Very
obligated
fortunate.
since he told you
Yeah.
to go there.
Very
Yeah.
fortunate.
Yeah, he's basically been involved in every step of this mess up to this point that led to your death. And everybody else that was like in that cave that he gave a fuck about, they had like a rich relative that would have paid to get them rezzed. So he felt obligated for sure.
Plus, really, you like if it was any of us, he wouldn't have given a shit. It was because it was you.
Yeah. He's definitely not springing that kind of money on the fucking gnome.
Damn dirty gnome.
So I presume you're going to want to spend some time resting after that. What would the rest of you guys like to do during this long period of downtime?
I'd like to try and get myself proficient with the sling.
Okay.
And I'd also like to sell all of the furs I have.
All right.
I'm going to see if I or my mother, as apothecaries, can make something to help Agatha, and then just check in on her.
Okay, sure. Yeah, you check in every day and you bring by various little remedies and things to put on some of the like scar tissue and stuff to help it close up a little nicer and not be as horrifyingly, brutally terrible looking as it was. And yeah. Okay, so you want to have sling proficiency.
Yep.
All right, so let's see here. That's a simple weapon. Takes quite some time, even though it should be super fast, I would think. But okay, well, so you're selling those furs. I'm gonna go ahead and just say that the bear was worth a +1, like a consumable +1 bonus, right?
Okay.
Like the original bear was, yes?
Mm-hmm.
So I would say you have another one of those, plus all the other pelts put together is another one of those.
Okay.
So you essentially have up to a +3 bonus you can use, or you can split it up in any way you see fit, and add it to attempts to buy them until
Sure.
they're all consumed.
Oh, and the spear.
The spear is essentially worthless.
Fair enough. All right. Okay.
Yeah. So it won't take 6 weeks for Agatha to heal up, but I do think you can probably get your proficiency before you guys are done. Let me just check in on. I imagine you're gonna want an extended rest anyway.
Yeah, I think we would. Something more than just one long rest.
I think
Okay.
I'd be using this downtime to get good with a long. Definitely, probably would want to get stronger. Since I'm not retiring this character, that's the only thing I could think of, probably.
All
If
right.
Agatha is doing this during the recovery, I am going to try to pull her away
I'll
from.
wait for the 4 days, of course.
Yeah, you finished the 4 days, and yeah, you have some discomfort for the next several weeks as you continue practicing with stuff. What are you trying to do exactly? Are you trying to gain a proficiency or no?
Yes, getting a proficiency in a longbow.
Okay. Well, that's a martial weapon. Takes 12 weeks to train, and you'll have to make a wealth check. The sling, I feel like you also need to make a wealth check for, but that's gonna be super easy. Yeah, you successfully managed to find someone who will teach a gnome how to break windows with a sling.
Probably the town's troublemaker.
It's literally the kid that you saw riding the pig.
Yeah. I teach him how to pick locks in return.
Oh, he'll put that to good use.
I'm sure he will.
No.
This is why the party can't have nice things.
I don't think I get that.
You do not.
I am proficient with the short bow. I'm going to be trying my best target practicing with the longbow, nevertheless, because I want to be doing something in my downtime.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'll just be woodsmaning.
I will
Like-
give you a DM inspiration that you can put towards something for your in character training that isn't going to give you a proficiency.
I'll
Okay.
be helping around the parents' shop at the apothecary and just checking in town every 4 days to a week.
Okay. Wilfred, what will you be doing with this time?
I'll be in the woods, woodsmaning, in the spooky woods, like
Okay.
a woodsman.
Fair enough. So, it doesn't make any sense to send you back into that cave to clear the rest of it, and I'm not going to do that tonight. And since I don't have the rest of your content prepared, I'm going to call it real early.
That's fine.
But
It happens.
I would like to mention everybody leveled up.
Excellent.
Those who were here, anyway.
Fuck everyone else.
So basically, the four of us that were in combat a couple times and risked our lives.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Level 1 of Goblin Bushwhacking.
Level 1 of... I don't even fucking know. Fighter, I think.
Yeah,
I
same
think
here.
that was my plan.
Get that archery fighting style. See, I'm even better with the longbow, even though I'm not proficient in it.
I mean, the fighting style is the same.
That's funny.